Good afternoon, y'all. Welcome to the S.O.B Sports Report, Talking S. This is Manny.
This is Nick.
I just want to give you guys a thank you for giving us the time today. I also want to give thank you to Christian, the man behind the camera. We really appreciate all the work that you're doing for us. If you guys like what you're seeing today, just give us a like, a subscribe, a comment. If you don't like what you're seeing as well, give us a comment and let us know what you'd like to see us do better. Maybe give us a like of what, a comment of possibly what type of topics you'd like to hear us talk about, things of that nature. This is our first episode. There's going to be some kinks in the road along the way, but we're going to try real hard for y'all. So let's get right into it. All right, Christian, so what do you have for us?
All right, let's go straight into it. MLB, do you think the season's going to continue?
If you ask me, I definitely say the season will continue for a few more weeks and it will be eventually canceled. So hear me out on this. The player rosters have been expanded to 40 teams now, so from 25 to 40. So that's just more bodies in the clubhouse, more possibility of transmission. Traveling from state to state, it's damn near impossible for the MLB to do a bubble system. They already haven't done it. At this point, I'm not saying it's too late to do a bubble system, but they're going to have to scramble to create that bubble. So with the way it's continuing, you had 13 positive tests for the Cardinals. I do not see this MLB season continuing much longer than a few more weeks. Now, what do you think about that, Manny?
I won't play the devil's advocate. It's going to keep on going for one simple reason. What runs every sports league?
Money.
Because they are set to lose billions upon billions upon billions of dollars.
A lot of money. You got
a lot of money.
You
Off of sponsorships, fan attendance. We can minus that, but the biggest thing that runs the MLB, TV deals.
Okay.
TV deals. And then you know how this can work? If the players in their union unite with the MLB to finally figure out a system, which is possible, but stubborn pride gets in the way, but they can figure it out.
So here's my biggest thing. Are these MLB players willing, if they do a bubble system, to continue the rest of their season away from their families inside of this bubble? This is a very serious question you have to ask. Do they have an opt-out option in their contracts? That's another question you have to ask, like how they have in the NFL.
See, the opt-out has already been agreed upon when they did let's start the 60 games, right?
Okay.
And then also, yes, they can.
Did they have a deadline on that opt-out, do you know?
No, not to my knowledge. But also, if the NBA is able to, they already have a precursor to the NBA. So basically, they have a blueprint by the NBA, and they can get the same. They can actually go to Disneyland in California and figure it out.
See, but the difference here, the NBA has 22 teams. That's 8 less teams, right? So they only have 22 teams playing right now. Once the playoff season starts, the rest of those teams that didn't make the playoffs will be going home back to their family after a quarantine session. Another thing, too, the size of the rosters on an NBA team are completely different than the size of rosters on an MLB team. Talking about apples and oranges here, brother. All right, Christian, what else you have for us?
All right, baseball continues. Who's your favorite for the World Series?
All right, if you were to ask me, I would definitely say it's a battle between the Cubs, and then it'll come down to the Twins as well. The Twins have a hot bat right now with Nelson Cruz, but the Cubs at the same time have a great defensive field, if not one of the best defensive fields in the MLB. What do you think, Manny?
Well, speaking of hot bats, my pick is the New York Yankees
Okay.
versus the Nationals.
Alrighty.
The repeat. I'm calling repeat.
I can only imagine who you're talking about when it comes to the hot bat for the Yankees.
Well, obviously it's Aaron Judge. There's no need to name the man.
Yeah, well, I just gotta say the man behind the camera, Christian, he's a big Cubs fan, so I know he's loving my pick right now.
Kiss ass.
Alrighty, Christian, what's next?
All right, boys. NFL. Season getting canceled or not?
Just like in the MLB, unless they're going to do a solid bubble season, I definitely see the season getting canceled.
I see like 1 or 2 games, and then just gonna cancel it because I can guarantee you one team's gonna mess it up for everybody. And it's probably gonna be from a team from Florida.
Someone's going to want to order Uber Eats, or they're going to want to go out to a strip club to eat.
Sticking with the NFL, best free agent signings.
All right, so if you were to ask me, I'm definitely going to Carolina with the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater, what an awesome free agent signing. Carolina Panthers are going in a new direction with Matt Rule. Clearly they need to replace Cam Newton, and I love this signing. Plus they picked up Robbie Anderson. That makes the receiving core have Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and then of course they have Christian McCaffrey. I'm really liking the way that offense is going to be looking next year, so who are you thinking?
I am thinking Emmanuel Sanders.
Okay.
So a man that went to the Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers was 1 touchdown away from his 2nd ring, adding an aerodynamic to the already dangerous New Orleans Saints with Michael Thomas, the man beast himself.
Okay. Can't guard Mike.
Best receiver in the NFL.
I highly
with
disagree
Drew
there.
Brees, one of the most accurate arms of all time.
I highly agree
And
there.
with a run game that is beyond beast mode with Alvin Kamara and change of pace, Latavius Murray.
Latavius Murray, but I got you, brother.
You get me?
I got
And
you.
with a beast offensive line. Guaranteed top 5 minimum offensive line.
You're right. Taron Armstead over there. They have Ryan Ramczyk on the other side. They have Max Unger still, and they just drafted the McCoy kid, so they're looking pretty solid.
They're looking pretty solid.
But adding on to that, the best receiver in the NFL can't guard Mike. He gets so many targets.
Oh my God.
What about DeAndre Hopkins? What about Julio Jones?
First of all, Julio Jones is missing a lot of touchdowns.
So
That's
you're
not
telling-
Ryan's fault. That's
So
not
you're
Ryan's
telling me
fault.
if Keenan Allen or Devontae Adams aren't in that same system, that they're not catching 149
First
passes?
of all, Keenan Allen
But the difference
is up and down with it. Is so up and down when it comes to health wise. He's unreliable.
Keeping with the same topic, sleeper free agents.
I got this. My sleeper free agent, Derek fucking Wolf.
Okay.
Can never go wrong with Derek Wolf. Solid player, great on the run game. Added to Calais Campbell, added to that front seven. It's just going to be vicious. Those linebackers are going to have a field day against those running backs.
Okay.
Get at the quarterback and just eat up yards.
All right, sounds good to me. Sleeper free agent for me, I would definitely say is Christian Kirksey to the Packers. He fills in a hole for Blake Martinez that they're desperately going to be needing that linebacker, and he brings a leadership quality. He was a 3-time captain, if I'm not mistaken, for the Browns. And Christian Kirksey is rangy. He's all over the field. Turn on the tape. He's pretty damn good.
I got to add on one more.
Okay.
I just can't resist this guy. Malcolm Jenkins, going back home to New Orleans, baby. He's going to bring in leadership and championship pedigree to that young New Orleans secondary that they desperately needed. He's going to make everybody better on that defense, especially from range to range, and knows what it takes to go all the way, baby. Since New Orleans has come short after time for multiple reasons, but they have always fell short.
Hey, that's not good.
Best trade.
That's a good one. DeForest Buckner to the Colts for me. Colts gave up a first-round pick. You know what happens for a top-tier pass rusher and a top-tier run stuffer like DeForest Buckner. I love what they're doing there with the linebacking core they have with Anthony Walker and Darius Leonard. I think having someone up front like that really changes the game for him. What you thinking, Manny?
Well, I'm thinking the trade of the decade. This man got traded for a garbage bag. Who does this kind of trade? I'm talking to you, Bill O'Brien. Why would you trade D-Hop? Why? Couldn't even get a first round out of him. Now you gave the Arizona Cardinals a pass-happy offense, another weapon. On top of that, he's going to be the heir apparent to Larry Fitzgerald, one of the greatest receivers of all time.
Larry Legend, baby, you gotta love him. Another trade that I really want to just add into there as well, A.J. Boye to the Broncos. The Broncos lost Chris Harris. They need a true number 1 cornerback, and they got him for a 4th-round pick. That's a damn good trade if you ask me. A.J. Boye is a solid corner. If you ask me, he's a top 10 corner for sure, so I really love that trade as well.
Top 15.
All right, sticking with trades. How about the Jamal Adams?
So if you were to ask me, I definitely think the Jets won that trade. 2 first-round draft picks, 1 this year, 1 next year, a 3rd-round draft pick as well, and then you have a serviceable starter in Bradley McDougall. That's a whole lot to give up for one player. Granted, Jamal Adams is a top 3 safety, one of the best safeties in the league. We'll see how it goes. What you thinking?
Who's drafting for the Jets?
Adam Gase.
Done. Say it.
Everyone has their favorites. Everyone knows who's going to the playoffs. Sleeper teams.
I got one man for you. The man is a Super Bowl MVP. He got a statue in front of the stadium. How many active players can say they have a stadium in front of them? I'm talking about, of course, Big Dick Nick. Enough said. Bears.
Okay. So with that being said, I have the Raiders. I think picking up Ruggs in the 1st round is awesome. They also
Darius
have Tyrell.
Bay.
He believes he's going to be a bust. I disagree with that. I also think CeeDee Lamb's going to be a bust, Cowboys fan. With that being said, they also have Renfro in the slot receiver. They have Tyrell Williams. They have a true number 1 running back in Josh Jacobs. Look at what they did on the defensive side of this ball this year. They already have LaMarcus Joyner, but they also signed Demarius Randall as a free safety, who was an awesome single high safety. They signed 2 great linebackers in Corey Littleton, who's very slept on, Nick Kwiatkowski, that is from the Chicago Bears as well. And then they signed Prince Amukamara to be a true number 2 cornerback. Their 1st-round pick out of Ohio State is also at the cornerback position. I think they're going to be looking good. If you're asking me my sleeper team, it's definitely the Raiders.
Big Dick Nick.
All right, Christian, what you got next for us?
All right, let's switch sports. NBA basketball.
I got this.
Damn!
Point the camera at me. I need the camera for this one. Valley of the Sun. D-Book. 3-0 in the bubble, baby. But I have been lied to for the last decade, man. I need this. Don't let me down again. I don't know if I can ever trust again. Steve Nash was my favorite. After he had left, my heart was broken. D-Book, you might be the man to be able to fix my heart. Please take us to the promised land. You got this. You got this. Valley of the Sun. Rise, mother... Rise!
All right, y'all. So I apologize on behalf of Manny with the slap.
I'm
Transition
sorry.
us right to our next topic, which is perfect, which is MMA. You have two pretty good fight cards coming up this weekend. You have Michael Chandler versus Benson Henderson. That's the second time they're going to be fighting. If you haven't watched the first fight, definitely go watch Michael Chandler versus Benson Henderson 1. It's on YouTube. It's free on Bellator MMA's YouTube. With that being said, I think that fight will be an absolute brawl. It's a 3-round fight, so I think it favors Michael Chandler a little more. But being an Arizona boy, I really root for Benson Henderson. Going down the card on the co-main event, you have Matt Matrione versus Timothy Johnson. If you haven't seen Timothy Johnson's last highlight knockout, please go check it out. It is absolutely insane. So it's a heavyweight fight. We all know how heavyweight fights go. A lot of bangers, a lot of knockouts. So looking on to the Saturday's card, you have Alexei Oleinik versus Derek Lewis. Everyone loves the Black Beast. My balls is hot. Gotta love the Black Beast. It's the one-pit knockout power versus the grappler. If this fight hits the floor, you have Oleinik, in my opinion, winning by submission quite easily. If this fight stays standing, you have Derek Lewis winning by knockout. We're going to see how it goes. And then on the co-main event, you have Chris Weidman's return versus Omari Akhmedov. I think I pronounced that right. Let's hope so. Omari Akhmedov, he's on a 5-fight win streak, maybe a 7-fight win streak, even if I'm not mistaken. Since he's moved to the 185 division, he's beaten the likes of Ian Heinisch. He's beaten Timothy Bosch. He's looked really good in his last few fights. He tends to slow down in the later rounds, I've noticed too. This is a three-fight round fight, but we'll see how it goes. Chris Weidman needs this W. If Chris Weidman doesn't get this W, I definitely see him retiring. So, with that being said, watch some fights this weekend. All right, y'all. So thank you for joining us for episode 1 of the S.O.B. Sportscast. It's Talking S, and we really appreciate it. So if you like what you saw today, give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you don't like it, give us a dislike. In the comment section below, let us know what you'd like to hear us speak about. Let us know what you'd like to see us do better as well. So with that being said, we really appreciate it. Man, you got anything to say?
I have a dream.
What is your dream?
To have a dream.
Scary Movie 3 reference. With that being said, y'all, I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see y'all next time. My name is Nick. This is Manny. We're out.